Yes, I am fully aware that E3 2020 is canceled. Thank you all for the text messages and tweets and YouTube comments letting me know, but I am very aware of what is going on, and I'm very, very crestfallen by it. E3 to me, as this is just Jim talking, as a fan of gaming for his entire life. Uh, why am I talking about myself in third person? In my entire life, I'm not The Rock. I wish I was The Rock. I weigh as much as The Rock, but I don't look like him. Uh, so, E3 to me, though, all kidding aside, very special time for me. It's a time to celebrate gaming. I was a fan of gaming when gaming wasn't cool, and it's cool to see that gaming get nationally and internationally recognized on a platform where people can come together and celebrate. And I've made some really cool friends over my two experiences at E3. Both times at FanFest, met some amazing people, some of which I still talk to this very day. It's very, very exciting to be a fan, and the hype and the dream of everybody coming together to see what's behind the curtain is always, always very exciting. So on a personal level, yeah, there is some selfishness there of going out to California and getting to live the California lifestyle and going out to eat every night and getting this, just having a great vacation and then stacking it with cool video game news and behind closed doors videos and swag, and just the ambiance of being there is very, very fun and incredibly addicting. Unfortunately, a lot of people have begun to feel that E3 is kind of bloated and overstayed its welcome and that it needs to go away. Why so many people are adamantly opposed to this, I don't understand. I saw a tweet today from somebody saying, "I'm so glad it's gone, good riddance, it's not relevant." I don't know what E3 did to you, buddy, but okay, if you don't like it, you don't have to like it. No one's forcing you to like anything. However, as a consumer of this industry, it would be definitely negligent of me not to explain to a lot of you guys who are just blinded by this love of hate almost, that E3 serves a very real business purpose. And really, when you get down into the nitty gritty of what E3 is, you have to take a step back and understand that above all else, it is a showcase for businesses internally to make and arrange these phenomenal games that we ultimately have grown to love. You would not see games like Unravel at all, ever, if it weren't for E3. I guarantee you, out of the litany of developers that probably knock on Electronic Arts' door on a daily basis asking, hey, publish our game, no way did EA just throw a dart at the board and say, "You're the one that is coming in." No, those arrangements happen at E3. There's demos that are set up where some EA exec will see a small indie project that somebody's working on, or a concept, or some sort of development art for a game, and that's how they get funded. When you take away events like this, does that still happen? Of course. Business isn't on halt just for those 3 days outside of E3. During E3 rather. It's going on. It's probably happening right now. But let's face it, these big trade shows are where real businesses come to get together. I see that on my professional life. There's an annual conference that I attend every single year. And I can tell you that I have seen and have been personally solicited many, many, many times for these business deals to happen. Hey, come to this conference room. Let's go sit down and talk numbers. Come in here. What can we do for you? How do we get involved? That sort of thing. So is it real? It is very, very real. And we're going to lose that, which means there are going to be some really cool games that just never come to fruition. Now, of course, the cream will rise to the top. Of course, games are going to continue to be developed, and fresh, original, new ideas are slowly going to populate themselves across our various ecosystems. However, it is very clear to me, as many of you are probably very well aware as well, that the PlayStation Store and the Xbox Store and the Nintendo eShop and Steam are full of junk games. How do we break through that mold of getting high quality games? How do we get games that are spotlighted during an Xbox press conference or during a Sony State of Play? Of all the games that are being developed, why are these particular games chosen? I'm not going to say it solely because of E3, but I'm going to tell you that it absolutely helps. because that hands-on time, that face-on time, that almost forced friendship, that forced structure of, hey, we are all going to be in the same place at the same time, those business arrangements and those business deals will absolutely flourish. And those are going to go away. So we are going to definitely see a hit in some of the great games that are planned for next year. And I have absolutely no doubt about that. And that is frustrating. As I mentioned, as a personal fan, yes, I'm absolutely disappointed as well, because I do miss getting all the cool stuff. I do miss being part of the industry insider, getting to play games before anybody else, getting to go meet the Master Chief, a guy in a costume, or go shake somebody's hand on the Halo development team, or give a high five to Major Nelson. Those things are going to be taken away from me and from everybody else, and that is really unfortunate. But I think E3 as a whole really needs to reassess what it wants to be. And maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Maybe this is a good opportunity for E3 to blame the coronavirus and to blame the kind of hype that social media has taken over in terms of public safety and say, you know what, we're going to cancel because we're nervous about what you guys contracting any sort of illness. But in the back of their mind, they're like, whew, we dodged a bullet because we didn't have anything to show for this conference, especially with iam8bit pulling out and some of the other behind the scenes development news that has been slowly being revealed on the planning or lack of planning from E3. So yeah, I'm sad. I am absolutely sad, but the show will go on. And in closing, if we still have press conferences, which Microsoft confirmed today, they will be doing a digital event. And if EA still likes to put out their show, and if we get something from Bethesda, I've heard rumors that Warner Brothers may sign up. We may get a State of Play. We may get a Nintendo Direct. Whatever we see or don't see this year, I hope it's good. And I hope the game developers understand that the spirit of E3 can live on in a virtual space, and that as long as we are getting some sort of news and some sort of things to be fever pitched about, we're going to be okay. And a little bit of a spoiler, we know that's going to happen. And we know that's going to happen because we live in a very, very fierce and very competitive economy. And just like investors like to have those trade calls where they like to hear about all the wonderful money they're about to make, you rest assured that these game studios who are building these partnerships and these promotional materials to hype up fever pitch for the next year Call of Duty or Halo Infinite or the new consoles with the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X, you rest assured that these guys are going to be sowing those seeds of excitement into you as soon as possible. Now, me personally, I'm already through the roof, fever pitch, losing my mind, scouring the internet, Reddit, NeoGAF, Reset Era, anywhere I can find any little tidbit of leak or any kind of piece of news, I can kind of piece together what I think is going to happen because that's my hobby. I'm a fan of these things and I enjoy it. But for the layman, the people who are maybe not as connected as me, they're going to have to be gently reminded during E3, or what will turn into E3 at least this year, that, hey, the new PlayStation is coming out. Hey, the new Xbox is coming out. So save your money and get hyped because these are the experiences and these are the games that we want you to be playing at the end of the year. So in that sense, I think the essence of E3 will most likely remain intact. What we need to see is that other shoe dropping, and we need to see a more meaningful and more productive floor and a stage show to go along with it. I think the writing was on the wall. A lot of people, when Jeff Keighley pulled out, saying that he felt that the show was not going in the right direction. We did see limited information coming out from the E3 review board, essentially saying that, hey, listen, we're going to be focusing more on influencers this year, and we're going to have a lot of a different experience than people are expected to see. And as it turns out, nobody was interested in that. So this is another opportunity for them to kind of retool and think about what's best for them. Although it has been quite some time since E3 2019, clearly their planning and their direction was very, very amiss. So I'm looking forward to seeing them doubling down on some creative, new, innovative ideas, making meaningful partners and partnerships with people who are willing to show up, and rebuilding that hype on the showroom floor that I think was really lacking during last year's experience. However, I still had a blast, and if they said tomorrow that E3 was going to proceed after all, I would be the first person to buy a ticket, and I would be the first person to fly out there and put my money where my mouth is, put my gas mask on, do whatever I needed to do. But I'll tell you what, I think that a lot of people are probably somewhat relieved. So we will see what develops. But I wanted to give a little bit of a video here, giving my thoughts and opinions, my hopes, my dreams, that sort of thing on everything E3. And hopefully, you know, we still get to do some great videos together later in the year, looking at some of these awesome trailers, looking at some of these reactions. We're going to cut the press out of it, something I'm very, very fond of. So maybe, in a sense, this is all a blessing in disguise. Leave your comment below. Let me know your thoughts on E3 2020 and the lack thereof. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.